Cheers,
Whoa.
buddy. Cheers.
Blow it
man.
up.
Oh, man. Why'd we have to do a fist bump when there was a beer here?
Oh, yeah, we can cheers. Wow.
Dude, thanks for having me in, man.
Yeah, of course, anytime. Anytime.
This is quite a lineup we have in front of us because that's just the way you roll, dude.
Yeah.
That's the way you
Well.
roll. You remember if you were, I'm going to look to see if that's, yep, we're recording, red dot. If you ever see that red dot not there in the right corner.
Okay.
Are you, can your eyes still see
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I got
So
it.
I'm starting to lose it, man.
I read that.
Yeah.
Hi, world.
You'll see in random episodes, I'll just be going, my old eyes are just, they're wearing on me, man. But, all right, if you had to guess, when was our last episode that we did together?
It was before COVID, just before COVID, not too long.
Was it?
December 19?
Oh, dude. Well, actually, what I just pulled up was October of 2020.
Oh, it was so close.
Yeah. It was during COVID then. Right.
Well-
yeah. Anniversary celebration. Yeah.
So that was our...
Either way, it's been a long time, man.
Okay, yeah,
Long time.
it has been a long time.
We haven't drank enough beer to do math just yet, so.
Well, maybe that's the problem. I forgot about it because I've been drinking too much beer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, like, all right, so we got 6 beers we're going to go through, and this was part of your, what year anniversary?
Number 5.
Number 5. Hell yeah, dude.
Number 5.
Well, which one are we going to start off with?
I would... Yeah, we could start off with that one.
No, whatever. That was the
Yeah,
closest
that's probably
one
a
to me.
decent one to start off
All right.
with.
So what is all right, before we I just want to drink before we talk about it too
Okay.
much. So cheers, man.
Cool.
I'm
Cheers.
going to try to guess what it is. It's a white.
It's golden.
Golden. It's a sour.
It is a sour.
What is this?
This is the most unique beer we've been a part of. This is also one of the funnest beers to make too. This is the Crooked Tooth collab.
I knew it. I knew just
Yes.
seeing the can. I didn't even when you gave this to me, I didn't even look to see what style it was. Makes sense now.
Yeah,
Dude.
read all that. There's a lot that goes into it.
Persian love. Okay, all you need is love. Love is all you need is the name of the beer.
What's the quote? Who's reference to?
That's the Beatles.
That's the Beatles.
Right.
You pass.
You may continue. The second part is Persian love cake inspired sour. What is that your idea? Persian love cake?
I wish I could
Or is
take
that your
credit for
nickname?
this. This is yes, right.
If I had
Persian love cake.
I got to get involved with the next one, Crooked Tooth. Persian love cake. Right?
No, this is my wife's brainchild. She gets 100% credit for this. It's a pastry sour. You can definitely tell the sweetness in that. It's got the pistachio, the lactose. It's got vanilla in there.
Rose.
Rose petals.
Yep.
Yep. A little bit of cinnamon.
Okay.
All infused with, of course, it wouldn't be a Crooked Tooth beer if it wasn't infused with a stone. So
Yeah.
it's got rose quartz in it also.
I tasted that. I thought that was the quartz that I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
tasting.
it comes through.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
But it does, though, right? Like, that's
The
Crooked
energy.
Tooth.
It's got
Yeah,
energy to it.
Heck yeah, it does. Yep. Dude, that's awesome. That's so cool that you connected with these guys. These guys are doing fantastic stuff. And that's what I've always really loved about how you operate this place is, like, you are maximizing your relationships in the sense of, like, you're providing value both ways, right? You're providing an outlet for them to for Crooked Tooth, who doesn't get a lot of exposure here in the Valley. And then, places like Scale and Feather, same kind of thing. There's, but then to create something that's unique to just you, that's awesome, man.
People are loving that beer.
Yeah.
It's
It makes
probably
sense
the
why.
most reorders that we have.
Yeah?
On that one, it's unique in a good way. It's got a little sweetness, so it's not for everybody, and it's got a little tartness, so it's not for everybody. But
Yeah.
when it finds that customer,
That's
people
me. That's me, right? That's that perfect balance. Like, I really like Arizona Wilderness's sours, and it was the prickly pear sour. What is that, Cactus Juice?
Yes,
I
oh,
think.
yeah.
With disclaimer, I did a beer with Button Brew House called Cactus Juice, and as soon as it was out, I'm like, oh shit, that's exact same one.
Whoops.
Yeah, but it was really good, but it was more on the tart side, right? Which I like that, and I can have one of those, right? I can have 3 of those, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what's the
It's
ABV
easy
on it?
drinking sour.
It is
for sure.
for sure. Yeah, and this is I think one of those sours that kind of shows people who say they don't like sours that sours can be a little bit different. You know, they can
Right.
be they don't have to be just pickle juice and vinegar. You know, which
Yeah,
I
right.
like that at times. You know,
Right.
but that's awesome, man. That's a great beer. So, all right, and then you got your little logo right there.
Well, when we
5
brewed
year.
that beer, that's when I ran into you at Pueblo Vita.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went out afterwards
Ah,
and had
nice.
some drinks at Pueblo Vita. And
That's
then
right.
this guy comes walking in.
As I do. I just come stumbling into
What
places.
are you doing in Tucson? He's like, what are you doing in Tucson?
Yeah. Well, honestly, that's how the podcast started. I just stumbled into a place. There was like equipment sitting there. I'm like, no one's using it. Might as well.
Yeah, you get that smooth jazz voice.
Yeah, right. I do. And then people see me on camera. They're like, ah, shit. Damn it.
That's the
Ruined
voice.
Ruined it, man. So, all right, 5 years now of having this place open through COVID. What was some of the reflections of the 5 years for you and Caia?
Roller coaster, man.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute roller coaster.
Sure.
Yeah. It'd be so interesting and so weird to do it, to have COVID not in there. Essentially, it's 2 years. It's kind of affected people.
Sure. Yeah.
We were able to pivot a little bit during COVID and still do our package, and we did delivery and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we're one of the lucky ones to make it through, and wow. But it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I knew coming into this how awesome the beer community was.
Yeah.
But it's 10 times radder.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a cool, fun community to be a part of.
Yeah, it is, man. It is, and there's so much. I mean, the collaborations you did in like your hat and everything. It's like it shows the understanding of like the full community, right? And there's nothing wrong with. I'll try to avoid going down a whole tangent rabbit hole, but there's nothing wrong with the hype breweries and saying these are the best and these are the best, and then a place like Oro or Grand Avenue gets recognition and people are like, what the hell? And it's like,
yeah,
you don't know. You really you don't understand, right? Because we talked about earlier, there's some places that you go that there's places I'll go that I see a hazy IPA on the menu. I'm not getting that. I'm getting their Belgian or their porter or their Scotch ale or something, like
Sure.
we were talking about. So that's what I love too is that's probably hard, I would say, as a business, right, to keep that balance, because I guess the urge would be to just what's the highest ticket type of, right, where instead of, am I onto the right thing there?
No, yeah, absolutely. It's everybody wants that newest triple hazy or quadruple hazy or that barrel aged stout.
Why don't you have Treehouse yet?
Yeah, right, exactly. But that's the fun of craft beer is honestly, someplace may not be known for their hazy IPAs, but they make this amazing Belgian quad.
Yeah.
Or the next place down the street has this amazing hazy IPA. And then the next one down the street, they've got a great Pilsner.
Yeah.
Just
for
a
sure.
crisp Pilsner. And
Yep.
so that's kind of the fun of craft beers. In my position at least, and we can kind of pick and choose based on what our customers like.
Yeah.
We have something for everybody on that board, I think.
Absolutely, man.
We've got, for the malt heads, we've always got a brown, and we've always got an amber or red, and of course we got big names up there like Humble Sea and Equilibrium and Brent House, and locally and Tombstone, of course. But it's we got smaller guys like Kitsune. They're still small, but I guess.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about head size,
Yeah.
Tyler's pretty big, dude. Nah, I'm just kidding. Not physically, Tyler. I meant, ego.
Yeah, we got.
Love Tyler. No, well, congratulations to Tyler opening up his spot.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That's right up the street too.
Yeah.
Kitsune at 32nd and Bell.
Bell, yeah.
Right? I always get Bell and Union Hills mixed up.
I do too.
But it's Bell. Yeah,
I do
right.
too.
It's an exit off of the 51. Yeah. But no, you're right, man. There's a wide range of wide range of things, right? There's the staples too, right? Blueberry spaceship box. I mean, that's just that's a crowd favorite, dude.
Yeah,
like, you can't not have that.
So many people, why don't you just keep this up there? Well, we really like our six bird, and our cider.
Oh, so you don't always have the blue.
No, actually, so right before that was our collaboration with Six Bird. That's already gone.
Nice. Okay.
We did a peach pie.
One of the 8.
One of the 8, yeah. So we got 6 in front of us, 2 are gone.
Yeah.
The peach pie cider it was
nice.
It went fast, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the other one we did was Oso. We did a West Coast.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one's gone.
Dude, that's another one, right? That's another brewery that is, things aren't the same in any really realm of the world anymore, right, than what it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think we all 2-3 years ago, we can all agree on that. And the beer world is changing, right? Like it's people are understanding, all right, you need to cut back on these costs, expand on these costs, these costs. And sometimes that, like Oro is showing that, they waited until they really had that distribution system down before they started canning just from their own spot, right? And that's just because they were so, focused on the product and the quality of it that getting on the shelf wasn't as important as creating something.
I love that they're finally getting the notoriety they deserve.
For sure.
They've flown under the radar for so long.
Yep.
I'm so happy for Jesse and Dave over there.
Oh, dude.
It's amazing. They're winning awards like left and right.
For sure.
Left and right for different, not the same beer, which is great.
Yeah.
It just shows the great variety they have.
For sure.
They're not flying on the radar anymore.
No. I hope they're ready for that, right?
Yeah.
As I'm sure they're both smart dudes. I'm sure they know what's coming, but there's so much range in this state and it continues to grow. It's obviously slowed down, right? But we've got new places that are opening up, and a place that is, I guess, fairly newish, I guess, is Scale and Feather.
Yeah.
Right? A couple years now. Well, no, actually, but probably before COVID, right?
4.
Right before COVID, right? Anyways, you made a mead with them.
We did. We made a session mead. So
is that what we should drink next?
That'd be a good one.
Segue real bad?
Yeah, this would be a good one. We have a couple hazies and another sour. Not that one. That's not it.
That's not.
That's no. That's the mead. That's the mead. So this is a strawberry kiwi session mead. 7% strawberry kiwi flavor.
7% session. I guess if it's mead, yeah.
And they nailed it.
Wow. That's really good.
Yeah. This was fun. Never been a part of making a mead.
Wow. Yeah.
There's not much to it.
Yeah.
What
is it?
It's literally just water, honey, and yeast, and you put it in a container, and then you got to babysit it, as Ben said. So you got to babysit it every couple of days. You got to check in on it. It was kind of opposite.
Wish my kids were that easy, dude. Every couple of days, you guys good? Throw some grains into them.
Throw some grains. Here's some fruit.
Here's some honey.
No, it's kind of the opposite of beer, in the fact that brew day it's simple.
Yeah.
It's quick, it's simple, but then beer, it just kind of takes care of itself in the tanks.
Yeah.
If you're doing things right.
Sure. Yeah.
And then mead, though, it's a labor of love. After that, Ben's checking in. Ben's the owner.
Okay.
One of the owners.
Yeah.
And it's coming along. I think it took about 6 weeks.
Oh wow.
For it to get to this finished product.
Okay.
So
yeah.
We brewed it. I don't know if it's made it mead making. Mead making. We mead it.
There's our collaboration beer of the episode. We meaded.
We mead it.
We meaded. So, mood, maybe you mood.
What?
I don't know. The mead's getting to
you. You lost me, man.
That's like the plural, like geese and goose.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Mead and mood.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dude. When I have to explain that's the kind of shit I want to cut out.
Man, this is good.
This is really good.
I'm really happy. Yeah, 7%. So if you know anything about mead, usually you're talking double digits for sure.
It's like a honey wine, right? It's basically what it is.
What it is. Yeah, it is. And it's the strawberry kiwi is I'm so happy with the way this one came out.
They did a great job.
Yeah. Yep.
So these guys are right over.
The theme there is really cool. If you've never been there, they're very medieval, kind of dungeon, like Game of Thrones-ish.
Yep. The era of mead, like the mead culture.
Oh, yeah. It's the oldest alcoholic drink in the world, isn't it? I believe. I could be wrong about that.
Only second to beer. And
I think it's mead's
coffee
older.
and water. And
What?
whiskey. No, you might be right. I would say if somebody's fact checking, I would say beer. But this
Beer
might be-
before mead?
Beer before mead. There's another collaboration.
Beer before mead.
No, nice job with
I think
these.
mead was before beer, but
All right.
well, somebody will let us know.
Somebody's going to let us know because we're going to forget about it. Somebody will. That's not what happened last time was
one of us is an idiot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, both of us at times. Ivan from Mezcal Crania was like, after our last episode, he's like, you got to do Rolling 20s. And we did it. Roaring 20s.
Yeah.
Man.
I still have the can art back then.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I have an
Yeah.
empty 4-pack. Like empty.
Yeah.
It's like in the 4-pack thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave the beer in there. I like had to drink them.
No,
I'm
of course
leaving
not.
that. Yeah.
No, it's. Oh, that would be fun now at this point. Oh man, if we had one of those to crack it right now.
Ooh, dude. You never know. Might be good.
It's a lager, so
Yeah.
it could.
That's
it
true.
Could be decent.
That's true. Let's see if we can
could
find
be
one.
decent. We've
Dig through Marshall's back area.
I've done that with some collabs before, and shared them with the breweries a year later, just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Usually doesn't turn out well.
Because they're usually ones you wouldn't keep, right? Like
Hazy IPA.
Yeah. Good transition, dude. We're in the hazy IPAs now. Well, dude, this was really good. So I've only had mead at maybe like 5 places, right? You know, we have Superstition, which is,
Sure.
I mean, that's something we kind of take for granted, right? Like one of the best in the world is
weird.
like right there.
It's weird. Everybody's like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You got what else you got? You got Superstition, and what else you got?
Yeah. It's
like they're the best in the world.
Yeah, for sure, and for a reason, right? So when these new places open up, right? Drinking Horn up in Flagstaff, that place is great,
Yes,
right?
it
And
is.
they have a different approach to it, right? Theirs is making mead for the masses, right? Making it more, I guess, more cost effective, I guess you could say, right? But it's really good, right? It's and this is not saying that it shouldn't be good, but like you can make it be affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a new one that opened up in South downtown.
Oh,
It's
really?
Arizona Meadery. Right.
Oh shit.
Maybe.
Got a lot of research to do.
There you go. There's your next podcast.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This mead's making my lips numb, so
It's 7%.
yeah. So it's a session. All right, what do we got next, man? So this is we're 2 in.
Let's go with so we can go with the sour. This is definitely going to be on the sour end, or we can. Yeah, we should probably do the sour.
Okay.
And then we
All
got
right.
3 hazies.
Yeah.
So, all right. This is the Dillinger collab.
Ooh. All right.
Unfortunately, this year we do Dillinger collabs every year for
I
the
thought
last
so.
4 years.
Yeah.
Last
Okay.
4 years.
Nice.
So it's kind of become a running thing. This is what do we got? Cranberry, pineapple, orange, and there's actually some Kool-Aid in here.
Is there some Kool-Aid?
Some Kool-Aid to give it a little bit of color.
What's wow, that is right. So now that's a one and done for me, right? That one's a little more intense.
Yeah,
that's a little more intense. Yeah.
We made one in the past that was it was 10 times this on the sour.
Really?
I was like, oh my god, it was crazy. I'm not a huge sour guy, but here I am making sours.
Yeah. Why? Because
People love
people
it.
want them. Yeah.
People love
Yeah.
it. Our crowd really loves the sours, and
Yeah.
we did 2 completely different sours, the pastry sour, and then this one too.
Yeah.
And they both turned out really, really well.
Yeah.
This one is, this is one that gives you the heartburn a little bit.
For sure. Yeah.
But the flavors are all there on this one. I get a lot of orange. Some people say they get a lot of pineapple, which I really like. That it's an experience for different people.
For sure. Yeah. With a few of the Dillinger, and maybe I would blame it on them because with their sours, I feel like they're incomplete because the first time I had Mango Nata, they put like the chamoy and the tahini, and so it was an experience, right? So when I taste one of their beers, their sours have a distinct taste to them, right? They have that Dillinger kind of taste to them. Maybe it's just mental, but
no, you're right.
But I now picture this. I want chamoy and tahini on their rim.
Yeah. No, it's so funny you say that because last night one of my employees goes, "Why do we have tahini here?" And I said, "Well, there's some beers that go well with it." And I told her about the Mango Nata. And she's like, "Oh, that would probably be great."
Yeah.
And now I didn't even think of it for this. It would go great with this one too.
Dude, it's got to be a collaboration with the Casual Pint and Dillinger and Tap That AZ. And then we can just keep making the tag along.
Yeah, right.
You ever see that, like the Cleveland Browns jersey? Of like all the quarterbacks.
All the quarterbacks,
yes. Hanging down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But now, I'd be interested to see what that tasted like. I think that would,
That's...
But like I said, I think that kind of, when you make a beer, I don't want to say it's offensive, but you make a beer to have somebody drink that finished product, right? So I hope it doesn't sound offensive to Dillinger to say that it feels incomplete, but you know what I'm saying, right? It was, like I said, it was their fault.
It enhances.
They did
Greenwood,
it to me.
Greenwood in there.
Yeah.
And their, not the rosemary, the spice they just came out with.
Yeah.
That one with you put some brown sugar on that rim.
Oh, yeah.
It's money.
See, that's experience, right? People want that. Like, people want to, the old days of, I grew up and, we grew up in a way that was, dude, if it wasn't like a Coors, like if you were drinking Killian's, like, what the hell are you doing?
Remember the Don't Fruit the Beer?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Don't Fruit the Beer commercials?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Those people would fall apart.
Yeah. And the bitter beer face. Yeah. There was a lot of...
Yeah.
Man, there was a lot of attempts to shut down the craft movement, but we stayed strong, man.
Yeah.
Nice work. So, really, really great beer. What's this one called?
What is this one called? Oh, my gosh. Oh, Age of the Tropics. Age of the Tropics.
Okay.
Brain fart.
I'm not cutting that out either.
I wish there just wasn't enough time for us to get cans out. We had some cool can art for it, too. But
nice.
It didn't work. That
Lazy.
name.
You don't
this
have
beer
time
was
to
actually
do 8 collaborations. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what happens when you do 8 collaborations. It was, again, this was a little bit. The name was my wife's brainchild.
Yeah.
We got together with the guys, and we're like, well, what, fruit punch or what? And we decided the flavors together. But again, wife gets credit again for a lot of this.
Dude, I see a trend here, dude. I really do. I'm like, man, all this cool shit I thought Justin was doing.
I know, right?
It's kind of the whole time.
There is a second half to this ownership, I guess.
There always is, right? Like, I honestly, like, it's, my wife is a key to me being able to do what I do, Who else would let, their husband walk around talking to people, drinking all day?
I didn't finish this.
Not all day, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, let's take a little pause here, and then we'll get into the hazies, right?
Sure.
Awesome. Cool. All right, dude, we went to a little bit of a break. Now we have 3 hazies in front of us, which are the last 3 of the... So we talked about Crooked Tooth Hazy, Crooked Tooth Sour, the sour from Dillinger. We had the Scale and Feather mead. We did not have the Six Bird collaboration.
Yep.
Because that kicked. That was super popular. And it seems like then, if my math is correct, there's another one that we weren't able to taste because it was very popular.
The Oso.
Oso.
Oso West Coast.
West Coast. Okay, what was that?
That was, this might be a little sacrilege, but it turned out kind of like a Two-Hearted. Like a Two-Hearted clone.
Okay.
A little bit on the maltier side, definitely on the bitter side, though.
Yeah.
People drank it up.
Which is what you were wanting? Is that what the goal was?
I really wanted a West Coast.
Okay.
I hadn't done a West Coast.
You've never done a West Coast?
Never.
Wow. Okay.
Never.
All right. Do you like West Coast?
Not my favorite, but when done right,
yeah,
I really can appreciate them.
Gotcha.
I'm a hazy double guy, hazy triple.
I'm with you, man.
But this was done. I mean, it's one of the first to go. It was actually the first to go.
Yeah.
And we had a good amount of it too. So
speaks volumes to like the surprise that you could have if you really sit back and look at what the people want. Right, it's like I always say that with like music is, you know, I mean, obviously I was not a musician, so this is always just as a fan, but it's the consumer who dictates the market, right? You can say up against streaming and all this, like, dude, that whole crowd of people is going to streaming. You can see them streaming into the state, right? If you give like a visual to it, and you adjust to it, right? You got to adjust to it, and things don't have to make sense, right? Where it's like, wow, did not expect that to be the first one, right? But then it also is like, well, there's a reason Two Hearted has been named, the top beer for many times.
Years,
yeah, you know, so it's an interesting one, right? Because you and I both drink a lot of ranges of beers, if not, you know, by volume, at least tasting all kinds of things, right? So we think we kind of have our pulse on things, and you probably do a lot more, you know, with this place, but then people can just throw you a curveball and be like, nah, dude, this is one I like.
Yeah.
Have this one or this one.
There's
no, I want that one.
Definitely a demand, you know, a year or two ago, you know, maybe a little bit sooner than that, but hazy, everybody wants hazy, and that I'm into it. I'm still on the haze train. I don't know if I'll ever get off that. But you do see a little turn back into don't give me that hazy stuff.
Yeah.
Anything non-hazy. Give me anything non-hazy. And what I really liked is it worked well with our board too and everything else we had, because it was, you know, it was definitely on the bitter, but it had a little bit of more malt and the malt color to it too. You know, and everybody else is like, oh, well, this looks a little different. Yeah. But it tastes great, and it's, you know, not a lot of bitter, malty IPAs out there. Yeah. If they are, they're not very good.
Right. Was that on purpose? Like, was it? Yeah.
This was just by Oso. You know, this was their. We came up with it. They added the little extra malt to it. So, that's what he wanted to do. Yeah. And I'm totally cool. It was. We used some unique New Zealand hops in this one.
Ooh, nice.
So it was all. There was a new experimental New Zealand hop in that one. I don't know if it even has a name.
I'm gonna stare at you until you remember.
I know. I don't know if there's.
You saw me looking at you.
I know.
Like,
I was like,
I didn't care.
Like, I know. I saw what's the name? What's the name?
I was gonna ask you who do you work because that's what I think is really cool about Oso is, you know, John Lane is the dude, right? John Lane is the face and the voice of Oso, whether he wants to be or not, right? You know, I think sometimes he relishes in it, sometimes he just, you know, just needs a little space. But each of the spots has its own kind of, there's that through line of Oso, but then there's that unique vibe of each spot, right? Josh makes a certain kind of beer, and Brett makes a certain, you know, does things well. So who do you work with?
Brett.
Okay, yeah. Which is at the original? Is he at the original spot?
The OG, yeah.
It's cool.
We've actually done 3 collabs with Brett.
Yeah, nice. Dude, Brett's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's all 3 of them have turned out really, really, really well. Yeah, and they've all sold tremendously well. They just kill it. They're another one of those that they're huge. Mm-hmm. They're really huge, but again, they fly under the radar. They're winning medals too. Yep. And they kind of like, you know, there's 4 or 5 breweries that in Arizona that consistently get public's recognition, but Oso doesn't seem to be that all the time. Yeah,
you know what? That's a really good point. I've heard from multiple people. I'm not going to exaggerate and say 30, right? But, you know, of people I've talked to, I've heard it 4, 5, 6 times of people saying, oh, dude, I'm so excited for when the banana chocolate or whatever their chocolate
Bananarchy.
It's
coming soon.
Yeah, exactly, right? So people are stoked about that, right? That's I'm sure you kind of experience, I guess, to a certain extent here, but like I feel like the days of waiting outside the brewery just to get your allotment and stuff, that doesn't happen anymore. I mean, it's kind of
not very much anymore.
Yeah. So with that, to have that still, right? To have that still, like, dude, when Bananarchy comes out, I'm gonna be there. That's pretty incredible, right? That speaks to a badass beer, consistent, in a company that just, represents like the best of what this industry is. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Oso is definitely the epitome of that awesome craft beer community.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in their name, isn't it?
Somehow.
What, outrageous
Homebrewers Society, Outback.
Outback. What's that last?
Something. Yeah. Something like. Yeah. But man, we got a lot of homework to do after this one.
I know, right?
Like, jeez. All right. Well, let's get some homework.
We got
fuel.
3/4, right? It's a C. It's a C.
Yeah, dude. That's I'll take it. My wife's always like C's to get degrees, right? We don't say it now that our kids are older.
You can be president with C's.
Yeah, exactly. All right. What do we got next?
Let's do the Throne one. No, wait. This is. Yeah. So the one on the left. Yeah. This is the Tombstone.
This is a Tombstone.
This is the Tombstone one.
This one, the can right here. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Dude, thanks for having me in, man.
So this one's called Anniversary Inc.
Ooh, wow, that's got a. That's almost. Is that a Pog?
No, that's just the hops. This is another one. We did this with Rob.
Tombstone.
And Tombstone North. The can art is so cheesy. It's so cheesy.
Great.
It's great.
So it's someone's getting a tattoo on their bicep of the 5-year anniversary logo, and then there's a mom tattoo that they already have. Who did that? Who designed that?
Wife.
I think it's awesome, Caia. So this one's talking shit now. I think it's great. It is.
This was kind of what she initially came up with, and we were going to send it off to an artist, and we're like, no, let's just keep it like this. This is funny.
Yeah, it's great. Do you ever see that It's Always Sunny when they try to?
I don't watch that show, and everybody quotes that damn show, and I need to see it.
It's a classic.
I'm not a Danny DeVito.
It is. Fan, You're not a Danny DeVito fan?
Nah.
Man, well.
Sorry.
That's a tough one. Yeah. I go ahead and hit stop here real quick. No,
we're done.
Well, there's this episode where somehow they're trying to get people to kind of join into their club somehow. So they make these flyers, and it's muscles like this flexing.
Oh, somebody already told me this.
The dick flyer.
Yes, somebody already told me this. So
I'm not saying it looks like that.
No. But yes, you are. Yeah. Yes, you are, because that's hilarious. Somebody's already told me this.
Oh, man.
But they said it was this way and that's what made it look phallic.
Yeah.
So this one's at least, it's like flexing.
Sure.
And
well, the best part was like they realized like, oh man, they go to Charlie, they're like, hey, he's like, oh, you're talking about the dick one? And you're like, you knew it? He's like, yeah, that's what we're going for.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So it doesn't look like
somebody
that.
Somebody mentioned that. So it does.
It does.
I don't. This is going to get a little PG-13, but there were some veins and everything on that original. So we
completely unintentional. That's why you need to watch it, because you can't, like, if if you replicate, you learn lessons from those shows, Justin. Come on, dude.
Well, no, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's very cheesy, and the can's great. It sticks out on the shelf, though, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's got our anniversary logo that we did. That was actually made by an artist.
Okay.
Originally started by my wife, but like most can art. But, we did pass that off.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That turned out awesome. That turned out great. But
the aroma on this is incredible, right? Because I thought it was a Pog, like, right? Because it has that kind of, but then when you realize it's Tombstone and like their use of hops, it's really incredible, right? They somehow convinced me to invite them on my podcast so that they could show me that Strata hops were good.
Yeah,
like, that was a trick. Like, I got tricked on my own show somehow. But it was fantastic, right? And so to get this without adding anything, it's all coming from the hops.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Yeah, the nose on it's great. This has got another New Zealand. I've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Rob wanted to use it. I was totally cool with it. Matueka is one of them. and then I'm so bad.
I'm gonna double over.
Masura.
Oh,
it's like Masura or something
Okay,
like that. Yeah. I think it's got Motueka in it, but he'd never used it before.
Yeah.
He wanted to use it on this. Sure, let's do
Yeah.
it. Got that Tombstone flavor. You can tell
For
it's
sure.
a Tombstone beer.
Yep,
100%.
absolutely.
It's a little bit more bitter.
It is.
Than most hazies.
It's even more bitter than what you expect after the aroma.
Yeah.
Like you smell it,
Yeah.
and you are expecting a little bit of those, pog taste. For people that I just kind of learned what I always just thought it was like a cool name, but it's pineapple orange guava. Is that what it is?
Passion fruit orange guava.
Passion fruit orange guava.
That's the typical pog.
Okay.
People
Okay.
do
See, I don't
use
even know. I was like,
pineapple
hey,
do-
everybody, here's what it
Yeah.
is.
No,
You're
yeah.
like, no, it ain't.
I mean, pineapple orange guava works.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a P.
It's what I've been telling people for years.
Papaya.
Yeah.
You want to use papaya?
Yeah, papaya.
It's a pog
Pepper,
too. Yeah,
pepper.
Oh, God.
ovals, and granola. But, yeah.
Yeah,
What is
no,
this? Is it like 7%? See, that doesn't taste like a 7%. Like, that seems like that's more of a session kind of tasting to me.
This one's been flying too.
Yeah.
We got a good amount of this one too, but there's so many reorders on this one that I think people like. This isn't. Most Tombstone hazies are so smooth and so easy. This one has that little bite at the end.
Yeah.
It makes it unique.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think people really like that. Again, we're talking about the Oso and the West Coast, and I think a lot of people appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the Humble Sea and Equilibrium stuff up there. It's just pillowy soft.
Yeah, yeah.
No bitterness. So again, this just goes well on our board too.
Yeah.
It's really doing well.
Yeah. I dig it, man. I dig it. What do we got next, man? We got two more hazies again. You're open, dude.
We got two more. We got Throne. We got the Throne one. So they just had their anniversary. So
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
As Throne.
As Throne.
Yeah.
Yeah. As Throne. Can't leave that soldier down. So last year I was talking with Carlos and I go, man, your anniversary and our anniversary are like a week apart.
Yeah.
Let's do something. Let's celebrate both anniversaries.
Carlos is a lot of fun too, man.
Yeah.
Right? Anytime you're around him, like you don't know what's going to happen, what's going to be said, right?
He's a quiet guy
He
until
is.
he's not.
He's got that look though. He's got that look of like you see him out of the corner of your eye, and he's just like, let's do this, man. Like, oh man, I don't know, Carlos. It's noon on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But no, I love Carlos. Yeah, he lives right down the street from me. He lives like 4 houses down.
Oh, really? That close?
Yeah, I met him at his brewery for something. I can't remember what it was. I'm like, yeah, it took me like 15 minutes. He's like, yeah, me too. I'm like, oh, I live here. He's like, yeah, I live there too. I live on Tombstone Trail. Me too. I'm like, I'm 1607. I'm 1612. Like it was, yeah. So I've seen him a few times since, but. Yeah, Carlos is a cool dude.
Wow, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so it didn't work out quite to where we put out the same beer. Mm-hmm. The timeline just didn't work out, but this one features Belma hops.
Belma?
Yeah,
okay.
Belma's. Yeah, it's something different. We were like, let's do something again. A lot of these are very unique.
Yeah.
Belma's not a super commonly used hop.
Yeah.
But this one does feature the Belma in it.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's not a typical flavor you would get from a hazy, right? It gives me, have you ever been it has a Flagstaffy vibe to it in the sense of, right? Is that piney, I guess? It'd be more piney. It's more piney than a typical hazy IPA would be. And I guess anytime I think of pine, I think of Flagstaff.
Yeah, okay.
So,
no, that makes sense. Yeah, this one's called 5-Year Reign for our 5-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It's got a little.
Wait, what was it? It was their 5-year anniversary.
It's our 5-year anniversary and their 3rd.
Okay, all right, that would make more
4th?
sense than what I was just thinking. Yeah. So, a little insight into their brew team, right? So you've got Brad.
Yeah.
Brad was at Scottsdale Beer Company, GABF winning brewer.
Yep.
Really cool dude. Once you meet Brad, you'll never be able to forget him. Right? He's just got that unique look. He's got the crazy kind of,
Yep.
wasn't crazy hair, Brad, but you got a unique style. Just a cool dude and knows a lot of stuff. And then, at least at the time that of Real Wild and Woody, Omar from Mother Bunch. Is he still?
Omar, they were with La Pequeña. They started their own brewery.
They did, yeah. But I think in the meantime, I think he is working with Brad at Throne.
Oh,
some
okay,
capacity, yeah. At least at Real Wild and Woody, he was.
Okay.
Yeah. I hadn't seen Omar in a long time. Always a cool dude too. He's one of those people that sometimes people get really nervous on the podcast and they don't talk much. So you got to pull it out. I got to shut him up. Like he tells me too. He's like, dude, if you need me to shut up, just let me know. But yeah, the brew team at Throne. It's a tough gig taking over a brand, and rebranding yourself. And I think they've done a good job, man.
They have.
I really think they have. I mean,
They have.
they've
got the satellite pizza place downtown here.
Right on Central, I think it is. Yeah. So
Used to be People Pizza Pub.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got that. They've got the production. I don't know if they do taproom stuff over at the production facility on the west side, but
They do.
either.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do. Yeah.
All right, and then the last one. What do we got here
Last
for the
one, the Dark Sky. This one
Ooh.
was always fun to get up to Flagstaff.
Right? And that
I don't get up there enough for sure. This one, this is a double hazy, so we're ending with a banger.
And what?
We're ending with a banger.
Yeah, jeez, dude.
8%. 8%. This is early in the day here.
Road trip. This is
Road
road
trip.
Yeah.
Road trip. So this was appropriately named. We didn't. Not until Brew Day did we have a name for this one.
Really? Okay.
So I had been on road trip, a hell of a road trip. I went down to Tucson to brew with Crooked Tooth on a Thursday. On Dillinger on Thursday. Crooked Tooth Friday. That's when I saw you.
Yep.
Saturday we stayed for the Arizona-Colorado game. Woke up very hungover.
I was gonna say you probably took it easy.
Yeah, very hungover. And drove all the way up to Flagstaff on Sunday.
Oh, dude, that's like a 4+ hour drive, right?
Hungover. And then on that Monday, we brewed with Ryan and the gang up there on that Monday. So that was a tired, beer-filled road trip.
Yeah.
So presented it to Ryan. Ryan's like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
And that was the last beer of the tour.
It's the last beer of the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was first one was Scale and Feather because it took so long.
Yeah.
And ended with Dark Sky.
Yeah.
And this beer turned out awesome.
And this is a double hazy.
Yes.
With that, what I've been really... So I drank Dark Sky quite a lot back when they opened because my in-laws lived in Flagstaff, right? So my father-in-law and I would always go, my wife would take us downtown. She always liked hanging out, but she didn't really, she would taste some of the beers, but, she was pregnant some of the time too, so she couldn't. So I had a built-in DD,
Yeah, right.
Jackie, I love you. You're the best. But no, she's awesome because she can just take us and hang out with us or just drop us off, right? And encouraged it, right? She encouraged my drinking. So if anything, this is all your fault, Jackie. But no, so we go to Mother Road. That was actually Beaver Street is our OG place, for the Railhead Red, playing pool at Brews and Q's. And then, graduating up to Mother Road, but then when Dark Sky came, it was different, and I loved it. Right, father-in-law hated it. He wanted I want to know that I'm going to have this beer every single time.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know I'm going to have Tower Station or Lost Highway, and that's what I want. That's what I want every time. Very, which people are each person's different, but I love weird, off-the-wall, crazy shit, and so Dark Sky was right up my alley.
Yeah.
Right, and so that was kind of one of the, of a pros and cons list. That was one of the cons for some people of Dark Sky was you didn't just have just a straight up this or a straight up that. It was always a rosemary this or what was the was it a gin and tonic inspired sour they had? Holy shit.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Incredible, yeah. So anyways, I'm just going off on a dark sky, just a dream. You see me envisioning all the beers.
Oh, yeah. Their beer is fantastic. They're in that conversation with one of the top breweries.
For sure.
They're pounding out new beers every week.
Yep.
I think they're doing I don't know if it's this crazy, but I want to say, I'm pretty sure their goal is to make 300 different beers a year.
Dang, a year?
Yeah.
I knew at some point it was 100 beers a year because every
maybe
year.
it's 100.
Yeah,
maybe
I think that's
triple exaggerated that, but
we're going with it. I'm cutting out my part. That's,
but yeah,
but you're right. No,
but it's got to be
year,
more than 100. It's
but
got to be.
Well, every year up to a certain point, at least up to a certain point, they were doing 100 a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So their 1 year anniversary, they had 100 different beers, 100 recipes.
Yeah.
Year 2, 200 recipes.
Yeah. Okay.
But you don't know, dude.
Legit.
Ryan and Laramie are ambitious people. So I could see. But that's
new production facility. That new beer garden is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it right too.
Well, I don't get into I'm all about the story with the episodes that I do. So I don't really. There's a lot of places that I'll learn about ownership situation. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. I thought he was the main guy, right? He's just he's just the face of it, or this or that, or whoever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Dark Sky specifically, but I don't really. To me, it's not really of an interest. It's just hey, I work with who I really enjoy working with. I don't care who owns what, this or that.
Yeah.
But recently, Ryan posted something about just kind of some reflections on them opening the place. Ryan's really cool too about if you follow him on Facebook, which is interesting, shows our age a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But he's a very inspirational guy, and he's very reflective and very reflective on himself, but also the business.
Yep.
And I think that can be very beneficial for a lot of people in this industry. But what he recently said that really stuck with me is the changes that they've done, and then for him, and if hopefully I don't misread this, but it seemed like sole ownership is him and Laramie at this point, right? You start a place, you got investors, you have partners, things change, but it seems like at this point it's them two.
It is,
and they found their stride.
Yeah.
And despite having 100, 100 recipes per year, with this. You taste a Dark Sky Hazy IPA, it tastes like a Dark Sky IPA. They're starting to have their own flavor. You know, that unique flavor that you can only create in your own spot.
This one's so good.
So I didn't even take a breath in that whole time.
It's funny. This one's so good. It's very tropical at the end. It's what I love, and this is why I love double hazy IPAs. Is this
for sure, dude? Absolutely, yep. And I'm with you. I think once you double it, then it gets to a point where I think sometimes the single hazy is just a little bit too light, right?
Sometimes,
I think, and the triple is a little bit
Yeah.
You get 16 ounces of a Bad Boy Wally or something.
Yeah,
that's your rest of your day shot, right?
It's just starting.
Yeah, exactly. In some ways, absolutely. It's all perspective. But no, this is really good, man. This is really good. So,
yeah,
dude, nice job.
Yeah, thanks.
Culmination of all that.
Thanks to everybody that was on this. This road trip tour of mine. I've been a part of our 5th year. There are several others that will didn't come to fruition.
Yeah,
but that's completely fine.
Several others. So you had 8, but you wanted more.
There were more in the works. There were. At one point, there were 13.
Dang.
We knew that was going to happen.
Sure.
The logistics of that just isn't going to happen. So
it
rounded out at 8. Next year it might be a little bit less than that because it was
now you know.
It was crazy.
Now you know what the limitations
maybe 6 for 6th year.
Yeah.
But some pretty big names potentially next year too.
Yeah, nice. Any hints?
No, because I don't want to get people's hopes up and have it fall through.
Yeah, okay.
Hopefully some big names. I mean, we've done. We'll definitely do another Dillinger. Every year we've done a Tombstone one too. Yeah. So,
nice. Hopefully, a mix, a range of things, right?
Yeah.
You're not just doing 6 hazies or doing.
No. I mean, nobody wants to come in and look at 6 hazies on the board, and you're like, oh, what do you got for me? I really want to do. One of them that didn't come to fruition was Fire and Fury.
Okay.
And we were going to do a Nelson dry hop Pilsner. And they've done a couple Pilsners before, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we were going to Nelson dry hop in, which Nelson's one of my favorites. It's everybody's favorite.
Sure.
But
yeah.
it just didn't work out. So hopefully you see that beer in the next year or so.
Ooh, nice. All right, Fire and Fury. Get on your shit, man.
Yeah. We just got to get them a bigger system, so they can keep the beer up because it goes so fast.
It does. Yeah, they're doing some good stuff up there too, man. Once again, right, this neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Like what you got going on.
Central corridors, kind of.
Yeah.
From Throne on the west a little bit, all the way up to Simple Machine and Front Porch.
Yep. I dig it, man.
And Lake Pleasant up there now, too.
Yeah.
I still haven't been there. I need to get there.
You haven't been there?
No, I need to get there.
Shit,
I know.
Dude,
That's a trek for me, man.
Yeah, it's true. Where do you live?
I live down the street.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hike, but...
Yeah, I know. I need to get there. I know. I know.
No, it's good. I mean, they... what did they open up? When did they open? Like
about a year ago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Dude, I think maybe a guess. I could be wrong with this. I think they had maybe 5 beers on tap when they opened. Now they've got that thing filled up, and they make some great beers, man.
Yeah.
Big space. They've got some video games in the arcade games in the back. Which see this? You got an arcade. Did you have that before?
Yeah, we've had that since day one. I'm a big pinball guy.
There's probably a video somewhere of me like leaning on it. I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm a big pinball guy.
So, well, dude, thanks for having me in, man.
Yeah.
And
anytime.
What's in the near future for you guys? Like, you got anything coming up in the next? Not in the next few weeks, because it might take me a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But.
No, I mean, New Year's, we'll definitely do something for New Year's.
Yeah.
We have little things. If you follow us on social media, we do it. A trivia and bingo. But we got this weekend. I think we have, we have calligraphy class.
Oh yeah,
on Saturday.
Yeah, I love that.
We have just lined up a cooking class.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, so a chef will be in here, and we just did one of my favorite all-time events we've ever done. We did a zombie prom.
Really?
In the beginning of October.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
This place was packed with people dressed as zombies.
In like proper attire.
And they were dressed as like homecoming king and queen, zombie style. Or the one girl, it was a contest. One girl had a freaking eyeball hanging out of her head. It was
like the commitment to the.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. We'll do that again next year. It's already lined up.
When you can do that for Christmas, that'd be a cool, like a zombie Christmas one.
Every holiday.
People love that, right? Because people love
zombie
Christmas.
4th of July. Everybody's hands are blown off.
Exactly. Hands everywhere. If you find a hand, bring it in here. Yeah. Well, like people love Christmas, right?
Yeah.
People also hate Christmas.
Yes.
Doing
yes.
an anti-zombie Christmas.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm putting a stamp on that one right there.
That's funny.
Well, dude, thanks as always, man, and keep up the good work, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you do for this community.
All of this. This is what I do. You're welcome, dude. You're welcome. All right, man. Good
Thanks,
stuff.
man.